Sedition is defined in part as overt conduct, such as speech and organization, that tends toward rebellion against the established order. Sedition also includes subversion of the Constitution and incitement of discontent toward or rebellion against established authority. It is absolutely mind-bending that legions of people have supported Donald Trump through the past 4 years. In some ways, it's been laughable. But it is no longer a laughing matter. In a fair election held under very trying circumstances, a majority of the American voting public has roundly rejected Trump and his works and ways. Of that, there is ample and documented evidence, and yet Trump continues to call for the election results to be overturned, despite coming up with zero credible evidence to support his claims the whole thing was rigged. This might not be so bad were it not for all those, including far too many prominent Republicans, who refuse to accept Trump's defeat while supporting his outright lies about voter fraud. One wonders if they realize the damage they're doing. It has led to things like the petition the Attorney General of Texas filed with the U.S. Supreme Court, an action that, by the way, originated in the Trump campaign. The goal was to toss out the results in 4 key states and thus deny Joe Biden the winning electoral college margin that is rightfully his. The broader impact would have been a brazen denial of the ballot decision of a majority of Americans. Wisely, the U.S. Supreme Court, including, by the way, 3 justices appointed by Trump in the hope they'd bend to his every whim, soundly refused to hear the case, and they declared any petitions or other actions attached to the case to be moot. 17 attorneys general had signed on to the effort to cancel the election and keep Trump in power. And even more troubling, over 100 Republican Congress members signaled their allegiance to Trump instead of the Constitution by filing a brief in support of this frivolous effort. One can only guess those who've hopped on this runaway train did so with the full knowledge the court effort would fail, but they were willing to tear the country apart to gain notoriety for their own political ends. This leaves the Republicans in the otherwise laughable position of saying the results of an election don't count unless they win it. And yet, that stance is far from humorous. Instead, it presents a clear and extreme danger to democracy. The stance is being aided and abetted by those who continue to drink the Kool-Aid and believe in any way that Donald Trump does now or ever did deserve to be in the White House. It has led Texas GOP Chairman Allen West to suggest, and I quote, "Perhaps law-abiding states should bond together and form a union of states that will abide by the Constitution." End of quote. All of that has the trappings of sedition, and that is a felony with hefty fines and an up to 20-year prison sentence. So far, Donald Trump and his toadies have escaped such charges. The question is how much farther he and they will be allowed to go before facing that charge they so rightly deserve.